one of the things I think that is the biggest learning or the biggest transition piece for instructors who are new to the online environment is understanding that this environment works differently than the face-to-face classroom environment. And what that means is that there's a need to really sort of retool the way that instruction happens. And so it's about giving up a lecture-based kind of approach to teaching and developing a more facilitative, discussion-based, activity-based approach to teaching. And many instructors find that transition difficult to make. I think mainly because it involves giving up a sense of control in the classroom and empowering students to take on that process and empowering them to be responsible for their own learning and to sort of drive the whole process.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's an issue of giving up some things that they normally wouldn't give up in a face-to-face classroom because of who the instructor or professor is. And another thing I'm running across a lot of is making this transition from the face-to-face to the online classroom not only is difficult for some instructors, but when they get that first set of evaluations, and I won't talk about those right now, but when they get that first set of evaluations and the students, even if they're slightly askew or off center, they really take it seriously, because most of the instructors that go into the online environment are instructors who are pretty successful in the face-to-face classroom, from my experience. And what we see is if they get somewhat of a bad evaluation, it really does some damage, because they start thinking about, maybe I don't want to do this, maybe it's not worth the effort, maybe I should be doing something else. So be ready for that first evaluation or first set of evaluations from your learners, because you're learning to do things differently. You're learning to have a rhythm and a flow. You're learning to express yourself differently in text. You're learning to create your online persona. All those things that make it more difficult in the online environment. You just have to get really have a hard shell. And it's taken me years to do that, because I take this stuff personally. And it's become a really struggle for me sometimes. When I get a bad student evaluation, it really stresses me, because I've never had one in a face-to-face classroom. But when you get online, it's a whole different world.